Hello fellow anime enjoyers. The anime community has many different kinds of people, some nicer, some that make me want to log off from real life. Today I'll be going through all of those that I can remember and have interacted with and rank them in this tier list, from people that I could be besties with to the most awful and annoying human beings. Obviously this will be all based on my experience, and just because you're one of these doesn't mean you're going to be like all the rest. It's just a silly video generalizing each stereotype. Don't take it too seriously. Let's start with the edgy teens, the ones that think Kira and Eren were right, the ones who would never watch a magical girls anime and they are so dark and emo and depressed. They'd post stuff saying they look exactly like Eren Yeager or make Mirai Nikki and Charlotte depression edits on TikTok. They will watch the edgiest isekais and relate to the main characters so much. I don't think they're exactly annoying, because I haven't met many and they're too antisocial to talk much anyways, so B tier it is. On the other hand, we have the pretentious anime watchers, the cultured ones. You know, the person that will show off by saying he has watched some random obscure anime movie from the 70s, even though he himself probably didn't even understand it because it's a bunch of random colors and lights, which he claims to somehow be a reference to the Cold War or something. You're not that deep, bro. Some genuinely know a lot about anime and their history, but a big chunk are in it just to appear different and will dislike anything that isn't either black and white, isn't from before he was born, or seems too normie. We can say they're often allergic to fun. They can make you feel dumb or brainless if you say you enjoyed something like Solo Leveling, Oshinoko, or some random isekai, even if your goal is just having fun. I can see their points sometimes, but in general I'm giving the pretentious anime watchers C, even though sometimes they can be a bit like them. Now, seasonal anime watchers are often paired with many other characteristics, but these always have a big list of animes to watch every season and know all the news about the industry, announcements, and things like that. I'd say overall they're pretty nice to talk to, especially as a seasonal watcher myself. It's always cool to interact with other people following the same shows you're watching. Just be careful to not insult their anime of the season, and they're chill. Now, let's switch to the manga readers, the ones that will always prefer the original source material to the adaptation. They'll be mad if they take away one scene where a girl undressed or change the dialogue of a random beach episode. While they can often be correct, sometimes you might just want to watch the anime and not have someone constantly telling you to stop and go read instead. They can also save you from hell in certain cases, so always consider their opinion as well. I'd say they're a mixed bag. We can't talk about types of anime watchers without mentioning the casuals, and those are going to be the first S tier of the video. They haven't watched that many series or movies, they're just in it for some fun and to interact with the community. They'll watch 1 or 2 animes a month and be chill with it. Most of those only watch what interests them, so they probably won't call your favorite anime mid, and even if they did, your opinion only counts if you've completed over 400 animes anyways. In a similar vein to the pretentious fans, there's the worst version, the mainstream haters. They hate anything that gets popular and will make the most random arguments for it, even without watching those animes. They often do that for attention as well, just to be different and stand out. I think it's really stupid to hate on something just because it's popular, and then go and bother people who actually like it, just to prove a weird point or to feel different. Those are the ones that unironically say, I'm not like the other girls. I don't think I need to say more. F tier. Now let's talk about the retired anime watchers, or how I like to call them, the unks. I respect the people that stop watching anime when they don't feel like it anymore, or there's nothing much that would bring them entertainment or fun. Some of them will act better than you for being more mature and adult, but in general I think they're chill, and they probably have other hobbies now and won't bother people if they don't bother them. And if you haven't been rage baited by this video so far, consider touching that like and the subscribe buttons. Also, hype the video if it's available. I don't know, it would boost the views a lot so I can buy a new Lamborghini. Also, become members if you want to help personally. Gatekeepers and tourists usually come together because they're always in a constant fight. And I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think they're both equally annoying. Gatekeepers seem to be allergic to different opinions and don't want their favorite animes to become popular, which I understand, but I've seen so many people resort to racial insults and discrimination all because they don't agree with a tourist or think they shouldn't be watching anime, which is absolutely crazy. With that said, tourists can also be quite dumb when they jump the gun and criticize everything and anything they're not used to. Some of them will go as far as saying all anime is for kids or complain about things without looking at the full picture. I do have to say I hate the term tourist. It's kinda stupid because people use it as an insult. It's fine to be new into anime, and people will make such a big drama out of that. Just have an open mind and respect other people's opinions, that's all. We also have the people with no standards. They will watch anything and give only 8s, 9s and 10s. Rent a Girlfriend? 10 out of 10. Random Slop Isekai? 10 out of 10. They will eat that crap up like it's absolute cinema. And you know what? I think they're pretty chill. They're often the ones being bullied for liking trashy animes anyways. They don't hate any anime, so they can't trash talk your favorites. It does detract a bit from discussing anime with them, because they will never have much to criticize, and if nothing is bad for them, you won't even need to ask for their opinion to know what they think of any series. Opposed to the people with no standards, the nitpickers will always find something bad about every anime, and if you ever see them giving a good score, consider it a miracle. I've seen people on my anime list with an average score of 4. You're either extremely strict or you don't like anime, bro. I personally don't know many people like this, but they probably don't interact with the community that much, cause what will they talk about? All the things they disliked about every series? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Shonen bros are an interesting case. I am not calling them by the name they're usually called. Those are the classic type that only watches mainstream battle shonen animes such as Naruto, My Hero Academia, One Piece, etc. They often disregard any other genre and type of anime, especially if it's romance. Get that lame stuff out of here. They're usually the ones you see starting drama in the group by saying Goku easily beats X character. I don't identify much with this kind of people because I end up not having much to talk about with them, especially considering I don't watch that many battle shonen animes. They can be a bit annoying sometimes, but they don't go that deep into my bubble anyways, because it's not their thing, so I'd give it a mixed bag. I'll also quickly get rid of cosplayers, cause I've barely had any interactions with them, and I feel like it doesn't usually define their entire personality that much, ironically. They're usually chill, just enjoying their hobby. The rage baiters though, they're the reincarnation of the devil. They will post the most outrageous takes just to watch the world burn. They will do that on purpose to annoy you, sometimes without even agreeing with what they're saying. Since their entire thing is getting people mad, they'll definitely get an F. And daily reminder, never interact with a verified rage bait post, it's giving them money. Shippers are definitely less annoying, at least for me. I know that's a hot take because some of them tend to really go overboard. Most of them are just making their weird ships like Bakudeko or Renga, which despite not agreeing with some of them, it's not like it changes anything in my life. However, there is a line that many of them cross as if it was nothing. When we start reaching criminal ships like Eri Deku are threatening the author because their ship is not happening, that's when they go from a B tier to a C tier. I know it's a minority, but I can't ignore it considering how creepy it can be. Now let's talk about something a bit more relatable, anitubers. It's a small part of the community, but a very important one in my opinion. They hold a lot of weight and really add a lot of fun and life to the anime fandom. Some more than others, obviously. But in general, all of them are putting a lot of effort into creating unique and interesting content about something they love. I might be biased because I'm one of them, but they're going in S tier, no doubt. Now a part that doesn't add much to the community are the sub-supremacists. They're basically going around acting like a Chad just for watching anime in Japanese and reading some words off a screen, as if that made them the ultimate alpha male or something. The original is always better. Shut up, man. Shut up. Let me watch my cartoons however I want. They will try to force you into watching things their way, as if it was the only correct one. And they're right, subs are way better than dubs, so I'll forgive most of their crimes and put them in B tier. Now we finally reach one of the biggest anime fan stereotypes, the weeboos, or just weebs. You know that guy that wants to stay in Japan and lives and breathes anime and has a billion posters, cosplays, watches all the anitubers, sleeps with a waifu body pillow and has an anime phone wallpaper and is obsessed with the Japanese culture in general, to the point where it becomes a bit too much? You know that one guy at your school that starts shouting anime meme phrases out of nowhere and gets a bit too loud about it? Yeah, that one. More than annoying, they're what people usually call cringe. But at the same time, people go too hard on them. They're having fun, and sure, they might be cringe and make me want to jump off a building, but it's not like they're hurting anyone. Most of the time. If we dig a bit deeper, we get to the degenerate anime fans, the ones that give 10 to Kiss Sis, Oremo, Ishizoku reviewers, Eromanga Sensei, and all the other extremely sussy ecchi animes. They're usually not that bad until we start getting into borderline illegal content. And if you dare say anything, such as, I think X anime would be better if it didn't have fan service with middle schoolers every 10 seconds, oh, you're so cooked. They'll post it on Twitter calling you a tourist for having your opinion. They'll say anime without fan service isn't anime, which, Sure, you can keep it a bit, but there are so many unnecessary spicy parts that it becomes too normalized and can turn off a lot of people from what would otherwise be an amazing show. As long as they're not too extreme and don't engage with things that are a bit too sus, I'm fine with them, so they're a mixed bag. I don't think I need to explain the next one or why it's going in F tier, it's more than obvious. Next we have the mono fandom. That anime fan that bases their whole personality around one and only one specific anime. Whether it be One Piece or some random niche magical girls show, they're usually fine. They won't interact much outside of their bubble, so you're the one who reaches them most of the time. There's only one problem. If you dislike their anime. Oh, they will not forgive you for that. I've had some annoying experiences with those super fans. I'm putting it in the middle cause they're either S tier if you love their anime or F tier if you hate it. When I mean my anime list users, I'm not referring to the usual guy that just adds the animes to their list. I mean the tryhards that talk in every forum, review every anime they watch, and participate in all the events. I have to say most of them act like little kids. Have you ever opened the Mal forum? It basically goes like this. Hey, why do you think Attack on Titan has a low score? It deserves way more. Is it because of the shonen haters? Shut up, this is the 5th forum people made about that. Y'all start a post about the stupidest stuff. Bro, this has to be a troll. It's definitely the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fans downvoting. Had to be a guy with on my profile picture. Nice rage bait. He has a point, guys. Stop being insert slur. This thread has been closed by the mods. And to finish well, one of the best types is the recommendation guy/girl. They might not yap much about animes everywhere, but as soon as you ask for suggestions, even from the most specific genres or vibes, they'll have very good and fitting series and movies ready to spit out. They're usually very chill, more casual and less intense, so I think that's a really good combo. And we've reached the end. Thank you everyone who watched. Don't forget to like, subscribe and do all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for all the members and the fan arts you've made, and bye bye.